Okay. First, let me make sure we've got good mic. We do sort of kind of, it's a little bit muffled, and I'm still not on my big mic. I wasn't too sure if I should really get things started up here. Maybe just have it be a little bit more natural. So I have you propped on a beautiful pillow, and I'm in a beautiful window seat daybed overlooking my beautiful life. And, ooh, man, there's no agenda except for to do some clarification that I believe is needed, that everyone might be able to learn from when we are listening to creators run their mouths. Can do a lot of damage. And as I've always said, you will always hear from these creators, the ones that have a lot more mic than any of us do. They have time on the mic. They know what the fuck they're doing. And you can always learn from them. They self-snitch all the livelong days. So we may talk a little bit about how do you notice a self-snitch in today's Learn with Beauty. Sometimes you're going to learn from me. Sometimes I'll be live. Sometimes I'll be ranting. Sometimes I will ramble. Sometimes I will rant and ramble. Something that very learned people enjoy for some reason, having me just lay out my law, the way that I see things. So what occurred today was rather shocking to our little community, which has now shuttered. There's some stats about the little community that are out on Twitter. They were not produced by AI. Oh, no, they were not. And so I'm partway there. The email that I promised you that I would send off, I sent off today. I have not heard back. When I hear back and I'm allowed to share what I heard back, then I'll share. Next on the deck is, it would appear that the Superior Court, in their wisdom, may be dispensing with a final paneled response to the anti-SLAPP appeal. It is not looking good for the plaintiffs. It is not looking good for the plaintiffs. If you are unfamiliar with what has been going on, or you have decided that even though you're involved in what's going on, that you would prefer not to talk about it because maybe you have disagreements with the plaintiffs, maybe you have disagreements with the defendants, but this is much bigger than either of those parties because it has reached a Superior Court level in Pennsylvania, and it does appear as though that they've come to some sort of ruling. I might even be talking over their ruling right now. I don't really know. I had a lovely dinner with Quiet, and he had some beautiful things to share with me about what happened today and how it happens and where they are getting their messaging from. So I want to share some of that with you. The idea of chat only in its essence still exists among those that have been contributing. So I encourage you, you'll notice there's no moderating going on here. There will never be moderators on my channel. So please feel free to speak your mind in any way, shape, or form that it is. I know that I put it out on the description, and I'll go ahead and I'll read the description as soon as I close out a few of these tabs so we have a nice clean output here. So let me go to my channel and go to today's live and read right from today's live. Okay, I wrote, "Thank you for watching. Of course, we shuttered the project today, and I said, dear creator nonsense, consider this your best work, to speak on me with an unkindness lacking all wisdom." Signed, Beauty Bubble. I wrote also, "Creators can be wrong. In fact, they can be very wrong about cases, about people, about most everything. But when you have wronged someone through your ignorance, it is both egregious and a poor reflection on your community at large. The screenshots of my example post on X dealing with a creator on Kick is on the community tab, or at least I'm trying to place it there, and I believe I was successful. The backpedaling a mistruth is rather odd, but the doubling down on being right is expected. Nonsense, misspoke. Her community is asking her questions about it, and she wants, no, needs to be right so badly it is confusing and hard to unwind. I will try during an upcoming Learn with Beauty on Mic session. Hope you can tune in so you can find those things. So part of what we're going to do, I suppose, Learn with Beauty has been a long-stead outreach of mine. A lot of it had to do kind of with life lessons and things that I've learned along the way, mostly from people who need to control the fucking narrative. They are so committed, and I will say this as Bowdy is here, they are so fucking committed to the narrative, they should have a Netflix special. They should be writing Pulitzer Prize winning novels. That is how badly that they need the narrative. And the problem with that in true crime, as you can imagine, is devastation to the victim, to the victims, to the family, to their communities, to the greater good, to finding anyone. You will not be able to find anyone because they need to be right all the fucking time. Nonsense. Needed to be right so goddamn much today that she misspoke on my name. She misspoke on the entire AI initiative. She misspoke. And one of our chat only, because I know that everyone is a member of hers, so this is difficult. No one is asking you. I'm certainly not asking you, nor has there ever been anything about that we have to choose. We don't have to choose fucking anything. This is X's and O's on the internet that I thought maybe we could lift up a little bit. Just lift up a little higher. Be heard. Be loved. Stop being in forums where there is shame and dismissiveness. I thought that maybe that could happen. I thought that maybe we could get through the week. It came as a complete shock to me that this woman, this advocate, would decide to say what she said about me on her channel of 1,600 plus viewers, and now perhaps more. So that's the what's it called, Bowdy? The prologue. Let's add some dramatic music. The prologue. Okay? Shitty people do shitty things. For shit people do for shit things. They do. And when they want to double down, they are so goddamn determined to be right. They will twist and turn anything that they want to shut you up. So Bowdy and some others want to know what happened. Something happened today. Did I miss it? Now I have to be a little parody here, okay? So just allow me to do this. Because it isn't towards you. All of you are absolute, like, why are we here and how did this happen? It came out of love. Love. Love for these missing ones. Loved for the trauma and the drama of having anyone missing in our lives. It came from love. And I will tell you, after 60 days of 4 hours a day, not missing the one day, we took the one day, we took one day off. We did 59 days of 4 hours a day. I've learned something. I've listened to something over and over and over again that has brought shame onto the people that contribute, that invest, that take the time, effort, and energy and pour into these air quote creators, not even knowing what they're doing. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know how they think. And what did I hear? What did I see today? Oh, I'll explain it to you further if you give me your email. Can I remind everyone what YouTube tells you about sharing your personal identifying information with strangers on the internet? I think that that's what really set me off. So there's a few things about Learn with Beauty. Thank you, Bowdy, very much, right? And I thank everybody. So I want to make sure that we're all understanding, because my rants and rambles, I could probably go on and you would never know what I was talking about, but maybe there'd be a message in there, because you're not supposed to know what the fuck I'm talking about. You're just supposed to maybe hear something that you're like, ding, ding, wow, that happened to me too, and that sucks. I didn't feel right about it. I don't want to invest in it. I'm sick of it, and they're going absolutely nowhere. So, going to scroll back today. Nonsense Powers Up Alive. How many people were there today in her live? Doesn't matter how long you were there, just let me know. Put a crown in the chat, put a 1 in the chat, put a 4 in the chat, put a 666 in the fucking chat. Put something in the chat that lets me know that you were actually there. Yes. Thank you for that. Yeah, okay. Well, let's kind of start there. The premise of going live and having an audience, of course, is their effort goes out and your participation comes in. But over time, of course, when you gain numbers, right, 15,000, 20,000, you're getting your 8-hour, 9, 10-hour streams are building up 10,000, 11,000 viewers. You actually believe that you have a pulpit of sorts, that you can actually say whatever the fuck you want to, whenever you want to, because the percentage of people that may get it might be your diehards, the people that can't even hear anything anymore. You're not listening to them anymore. You're contributing. You're adding on to X's and O's to their reality. Their reality. Remember, we're on YouTube. They're monetized channels. When we click, this is why we support all of the creators. Has there ever been a time when you've seen me put a video up on the screen that was a creator's? We don't do restreams. We don't do reviews in that way. Everyone goes to the creator on themselves, to themselves, for themselves. You put it up loud. You don't put it. You put it in a different language. You put closed captioning on, whatever it is, whatever your experience is. So there's one advantage there. And she does have an advantage over you because of it. Because she's only going to reach the diehards, actually. So she comes on. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I can share this in the best way, because I did a tweet, and we're going to make some assumptions here that you heard what she said. I think that it is here. And in the beginning, hold on just a moment.
To keep strangers.
Hold in the beginning. I'm going to put the link out in the chat for us, okay? Because this is where it starts. This is a very good lesson on how things start. So this is how it started. And let it kind of play in the beginning, and then you will hear her talk. And what I will do is I will play it back myself so that we can kind of follow along, except for I have a post that follows exactly what she said. And then we're going to take it to AI, and we're going to find out the damage that was done today to me through AI. And this is the transcript right here. There's that one, okay? So let's make sure that everybody has those two things. There's the recording. I'm just using OBS. I'm not that good at it. I just clipped it, and that's what she had to say. And there is my transcript on Twitter. I will read it. Out of the fucking blue now. Speaking of Facebook, Beauty Bubble, whoever you are, which I don't care, frankly, you are inaudible. The X posts are fucking insane with the little AI summaries. Embarrassing, to say the least. But I would go and do your homework. You can actually vet that story on your own with the post on Facebook and the comments in the post. Some of you out here doing the absolute most to sweep up for people are lying straight to your face. Again, that's on you, not me. Carry on. Precisely. That was the first question. What the fuck is this creator talking about? And why is she saying what she's saying about a complete stranger on the internet? Now, you're going to wonder, well, it's just nonsense. What does it matter, Beauty? It's just nonsense. No, it is not. She uttered the words. They are transcribed. They are inside of the YouTube AI, and they are inside of Grok. Okay? And I'm going to read to you what Grok had to say about what she had to say about me. This is before I'm going to speak to my partner, who is very well versed in the English language. So as it turns out, and it took all day long for me, because I did not go into her comment section today, for me to find out that Soleil was brave enough to come out and say, what is this about Beauty Bubble? What is this about Beauty Bubble? And she doubled down. She admitted that it was another creator, but she doubled down on saying something about me, which is in the comment section, in the community section. So she doubled down. She didn't say, whatever you do, make sure that Beauty Bubble knows. I really misspoke on this. And as a professional advocate, I misspoke on this. And I don't like myself when I do that. I don't like when I misspeak. So she can do it over a stranger. The learn with Beauty about this is that if we do not perk up our ears to know that it can be done to a stranger. Why this stranger? I don't know. So let's explain. We're going to unravel it. So she goes on, she doubles down. Soleil was right there. I can't imagine how she felt about it. And I understand. These are creators that you've known for a lot longer than you've known me. This is not about time and trust at all. We barely know each other. Of course you know her better. Of course she has become trustworthy. Of course, right? How many times have we heard these people that nobody even knows, and they come out and they say these things? So before we go into why it's about, the question was, why are we talking about the Father? We were not talking about the Father when I put an example out to the chat-only reader. The chat-only reader is like fucking Bridgerton. We are a very exclusive little group that understands when Beauty comes out and talks about Bitcoin, she reaches a certain group, and when she comes out and she talks about chat only, she's speaking to a specific group. I was not speaking to her. I was not speaking to Mr. Elevated Truth or anyone else. I was putting out an example of how things get fucked up. Now I took the snippet from, it was Cluminati's chat. And Charming Jenna, who, as I understand it, is Elevated Truth's moderator, and she moderates, I believe, for Cluminati as well. She is the one who wrote to another person in the chat, who I couldn't scroll up to get, discussing what had happened around him dispensing the story. And I will use the word dispensary here because none of it is real. Dispensing the story. And you're absolutely right. It is not our business, except for, it's I did this, I am this person because of this thing in my life. I am a suicide prevention expert because this happened in my life. I didn't know, I never heard him speak of it. When I saw it in Clue's chat, I was like, well, that's a hell of a thing. Why would his moderator be speaking on him in this way? And she shared what she shared about the story. And I used it as an example after curating what she had said to explain this is how it can happen. You can hear a story, you can tell a story, you can repeat a story, you can play the telephone game, and then nobody the fuck knows. I did not make a post that was AI. It did not come from AI. It came from the mouths of babes of the community that fosters this truth. The top part was a moderator talking about Belinda. And did I not put those 3 paragraphs inside of chat only? It was not from me. It was from them, and I curated it so that it could read as an example. This is what she saw now. This is what she saw. That's all she saw. And then she said what she said. I want to see her count paper clips and get the right number. We're going to fast forward just a little bit. So we all understand where she got the example from X. She doesn't engage with me at all. She doesn't write to me, what is this about? Many times people will go, what is this about? And then I'll come back and I'll go, chat only readers. This is what it's fucking about. Okay? So everyone that follows as it is in our way of the internet life, we have to learn how to communicate with one another before we start calling them fucking insane, fucking liars, fucking do your fucking homework about anybody. About anybody. And I don't know what to think about when a person makes it, they're like, I'm sharing my pain, let's say, right? My pain over this. Because I do know in my heart of hearts there's nothing that I can do except for power up the mic and hope that there will be something that Learn with Beauty that will come of it. Something will come of it. I can't do it without you. I've done it for years on my own and done a fairly good job of coming to terms with what this and that means in many different communities. So it's very interesting to me that it would happen in this community where we have really tried to isolate the care, isolate the validating how we care about one another. And there has not been a misstep. We have not made one misstep. And I can only say that what's going on in the thinking here is that the missteps are so available. Batty says people are flying off the handle, and as tensions rise, I feel like people are going lower and lower. Yes, they are, because that's the only place that they can go. Imagine that. There's no liftoff. There's no lift up. We're talking about sewer, absolute sewer trash talk about others that you don't even know. That is rage. That's not rant, that is rage. They are raging about something, and right now today, I feel that they are raging over needing to be right about a narrative that they have. And you know, there's storytelling, and then there's scrubbing the floors. And it is unfortunate that there is no storytelling in putting me down or any one of you down. There's no storytelling there. This is scrubbing the floors. This is scraping off the muck and mire from a very, very horrible beach bathroom. And there's no way to lift it up. So I'm going to tell you what AI did with her talking about AI and where I am with AI. I don't like so much to name, like put out names and all of this, but this name may mean something to somebody. Who knows who David Sachs is? Anybody in the room that knows who David Sachs is? You guys listen to the podcast, All In podcast? David Sachs, I'll say it again. Do you know who David Sachs is? You're going to talk to me about AI. Part of the PayPal mafia. I'll give you some clues. Yep, part of the PayPal mafia. And what position does he hold at the White House? Want to explain that to me? Share that with me? You know? We'll get there, by the way. And this is why I don't like to name call, because I would have to go through all of this with a person that absolutely knows she does not know the harm that she did today. Go ahead. All right. When I first started Chat Only, I said to you, what's really cool about this is that there's some very important people that are very interested in what Beauty Bubble does. They're very interested in what I do. And this idea and concept, there was no way in hell for me to explain everything about it except for to bind it by time. First it was 30 days, then it was 60 days. And I explained it a few times without mentioning anyone's name, that there are people that are interested in what I do. They believe in what I do. Just like you guys, out of the mist, completely out of the mist, believed in what was going on. And it took all of, remember, these concepts and constructs are very difficult to explain. You know, YouTube was not an easy thing to sell. It wasn't easy for them to get any money at all. It's a very hard thing for people to get outside of their, ceramic floors and try to understand concepts that go out and that are pushed out further than what's in front of them right now. It's very hard to do. And it wasn't that complicated. That's what's really crazy about this concept. Was not very complicated, but it was very important that you knew from the beginning that there were people that would be looking in and checking in on me. Not nonsense, me. So let me read to you what Elon has to say about what nonsense said today. And please bear with me. This is a copy-paste from Grok of the transcript. This X-post by Beauty Bubble is a voice-to-text transcription rant referencing a Facebook comment criticizing their X activity, specifically calling AI summaries of the posts, quote, fucking insane and, quote, embarrassing. The author urges independent verification of an unspecified story by checking the original Facebook post and comments rather than relying on X or secondary interpretations. It accuses online defenders of excessive cover-ups and direct lies, framing fact-checking as the reader's personal responsibility while dismissing the critic. When you do a grok, it gives you two other ideas that you can look at. Let me drop that idea in for you guys. That was Grok's idea. Explore AI summarization ethics. Explore AI summarization ethics. In 2023, who do you think wrote a handbook about summarizing AI ethics in marketing? Who did that? Nonsense? Did Nonsense do that? Has Nonsense even written a letter to anyone about her concerns, about court mishaps and all of that? In 2023, I'd already been in AI for over a year. There was so much trouble around ethics that I wrote the fucking handbook. Forevermore, as I said earlier today, forevermore, her words will be put in the pantheon of AI. This is why we have to be very careful with crafting what we say on the internet. And these people have been able to run their fucking mouths about anybody, about anything, at any time, 24/7, 365, times 10 billion hours of uploads or whatever it is. So that's Beauty's problem, right? Beauty, that's your problem. You don't communicate well enough. Well, then let's talk about this instance of her instructing me to go to Facebook. Who the fuck are you to tell me how to find out the work that I want to put out? Who's that? That's a narrative being directed right there. That is a directive from her. Directive. Have you heard any of the directive from me tonight? There's no directive. Do what you need to do. There's no one here that can tell you better than you. And they are writing the script. They are making declaratives and directives against people, for people. And today, they hit and triangulated with the wrong big lady. Why? Why? We cannot. We talked about it this weekend when Elevated Truth went on and on and on about what he went on and on about, and nothing happened. Do you want to know how angry I am about that? Before you tell me that I need to get some tough skin, no one talked about it. No one addressed it. No one. So they are free, if you understand what I mean by that, they are free to say whatever they want to say. They don't care. Chat only served as a haven, as Mimi is explaining, as a safe haven to go, holy shit, what just happened? What in the world just happened to us? Why are we so now raw? that they can disrobe us in this way. Now, how can I kind of, roll it back up and around where it can make any sense other than you understand this is a rant and ramble from me, from my point of view, from where I am on the most tiny place on the planet Earth, my YouTube channel. The tiniest place on Earth. And she fucked it. That's what she did. Why? Now remember, learning, you won't always know who you learned it from. You'll try and remember. You definitely will. You go, that person said something to me. What was that thing? And then when you look at your life, you go, gosh, that thing has been with me my whole life. What she did today will be with me for my whole life on the internet. This is as big as suck a diamond dick. It's that big, guys, for me. It's that big. And there's no coming back. There are no apologies. There are no instructives or missives about this. It's about what can be gleaned, and then we learn, and then maybe something comes from that. I don't know. I find it irresponsible. I find the whole thing about this dismissiveness towards strangers. We do understand, right, that in missing children's cases, that we cannot be dismissive of a stranger. Why would we do that? A stranger could see something, right? See something, know something, speak up about something, and they've put literal fear of God for anybody to say anything against them. How is that? We knew that things had gone wrong. And then, of course, it even became worse when we knew that people were willing to lie on declarations, actually like intervene and have the legal system and the beautiful, amazing art that is the law. And then, of course, we saw this structure of, vile, and the tone became very vile. So we've kind of gone through the what would be called in my world the stages of the cross. We've gone through it. We actually saw it. I thought that it was probably over, that we had really come to the crucifixion, might as well, in elevated truths performance. But that wasn't enough, because no one was saying anything. If I had let this go today, especially after seeing the comments in her description and seeing Soleil in there, just barren, unable, asking an honest question and trying to be honest with someone that she's trusted, someone that she's spent time with. How can anyone on the platform not have spent time with her since this Julie Skolnick parade? Now, I should probably stop because I know that we have some fact checking going on. And let's just make sure that do we want to fact check this as far as the post, and because UA Crimson Tide is saying some things, and I just don't know how far you want to go with that. And so just kind of let me know, like, okay, we want to go with that so that I can kind of understand that this has been kind of a running, a script of theirs to refer back to 2015, which is fine. I don't mind about referring back to 2015, but that they're continuing with this. I see, yeah. Right. Okay. So UA, if you don't mind, we're going to table some of these facts, okay? And just as we did, we tried to do it over Elevated's content long ago, trying to say, maybe we should just not really kind of go there until something, happens where it's literally impossible for us not to go there. So if we can, and I know maybe it's harder, right, because we have an open chat, but that if we can be mindful and respectful for those that would prefer not to pull back whatever curtain or whatever is going on. For me, I want to explain that the issue with proclaiming that you're an advocate and you are engaging in kind of anger and determination because you're an advocate for suicide prevention, that was how that all came about. I knew nothing of his story. Yeah. Okay. So Bowdy's she's gonna go off and on. So we can, if you want to, and it really is up to the chat whether or not you kind of want to have an idea of what's going on. But we do have to understand, UA, it's coming from your perspective and your idea of things. And thanks, Bowdy. If we can just kind of understand that. And if everybody can understand that. When you craft any story, what can kind of interfere with that story is your emotion. We've seen that with a few victims and victims' families, where they're so desperately trying to craft what happened, what they saw, the process of a crime scene, or their remembrances, how things smelled, how things looked, all of those things. And so you will often hear them, and we've seen this with the true crime community, we'll listen in and we'll listen to every morsel, every noun. We will listen to everything, waiting for them to screw up. Waiting for them to screw up. And the problem with that is that, for me anyway, is we don't have a before, during, and after, and maybe why it is that they screwed up. So we have a creator that pushed out a narrative about his trauma, and he has somehow been able to elevate his trauma into being somewhat of an advocate or a person of understanding, a person of great, empathy about several very traumatic things: childhood rape, suicide, drug addiction, protecting rape victims and being, losing reputation. So there's a lot of things going on there with this particular creator. Sorting out the truth of a creator and almost making it a crime scene is fairly easy to do. Yeah, it's probably very easy to do. So what has happened with this creator on Kick, Elevated Truth, is that it's almost as though his own story has become a crime scene. And there was a decision about Kilgary, or I'm sorry, Kingry, and the story that was being told was just so, like you could actually see that Elevated Truth had somehow become so harmed through his termination and the way he was terminated and what he lost and all sorts of things of that sort over something that he said that he did that was rather altruistic. I did not know this person. It was easy for me to just put the name in the Google, and Google starts just delivering things to me. There's hundreds of pieces of contact. There's tons of metadata and so forth dealing with Kingery. Trying to see, what did Kingery do to this man? Because it sounds pretty bad. Because he took that, and as you guys call it, and weaponized all of us by using that rhetoric, that story. I believe that we have the right to unravel things. I do think that we do have the right to do that. But I have seen, oh, no, you've gone too far. Can't go over there. Don't do that. Well, we don't want to do that. So I've noticed quite a bit of this sort of, we're only going to move so far into the cavern, and then there's going to be a big sign. It's going to say, warning, toxic waste dump, please turn around, run back home. And you're like right there. So that seems to be something that I'd like to know something more about. When is too much too much? We've heard this from Jackson. Too much is too much. Well, it's really not too much on personal attacks. It like nonsense could go on and on about this. I have no idea. So there's no end to personal attacks. But we're only so big. We're only so many pixels, that to come to the end of what the story was, that elevated truth story, it wasn't really going to take that much. It took me a few hours one evening for me to find enough where I just kind of knew basically the environment that would have made it so that he would be terminated and lose his reputation and all of his followers and et cetera, et cetera. It didn't take me that long. So I'm not so certain about when we kind of turn off the valve, because the creator, in this particular case, nonsense could have gone on and on and on and on and ramped it up a little further and further and triangulated my name with other things too, other things that she's dealing with on her own that we don't know about, and she can turn that dial up. And that's what a good entertainer does. They dial it up. We've seen this now. These are entertainers. That's all that it is. She was entertaining her audience with an idea that she had no clue about. And that to me is where the danger is that when you are a true crime advocate, or you are a courtroom abuse advocate, or whatever the call out is, and you are attacking a stranger, we are opening ourselves up for absolute capital failure. And this will fail. How it will fail, I don't know. I know that what happened today was that she took, Chat Only was supposed to shutter at 8 o'clock the last day of May. So of course that is a failure for anyone to make a determination about someone's outreach in the way that she did. So that is a failure. It is a failure, and she is going to double down on it. That's the only way that she knows how to operate, is to double down. She was wrong, and she wronged me. She was very wrong, and she very much wronged me. I could ask, how many other people are there? How many other people is this happening to? The reason that Chat Only came, as some of you know the story, is that Laura Perplexed one day was having some sort of a beef with a big media company. They had used one of her quotes, or they had spelled her name wrong, or something of that nature. And I'm listening to her stream. This is years ago. Listening to her stream, and I happen to know the people at this media company. And the crazy thing about this media company is that they do pull from the internet quite a bit, and they have a beautiful disclaimer. Hey, Rubber Ramada, taking us to subscriber number 450, Rubber Ramada, thank you so much. Yep, that actually made me feel really good, Rubber Ramada, that you would be number 450. So they have a lovely disclaimer that says, if you think that your name has been used in an incorrect way, please contact our editorial department and speak to, Sylvia, and Sylvia will fix it, will make a redaction, will correct it, etc. And Laura Perplexed was asking for, she wanted everything. She wanted a front page redaction on whatever was being said. So I'm not a subscriber. In those days, you could say they didn't have subscriber only and that sort of thing. So I went into her chat. I said, hey, Laura, long-time listener, first-time chatter. You can correct this by contacting Sylvia at blardy-blar, and they will correct it right away. You don't need to go any further than that. Can I tell you what happened to me? This is exactly why Chat Only exists today, these years later. Can I tell you, or can you figure out what she did? This is Laura Perplexed. What you think that she did with an answer to her problem? Being that I am a problem solver. What do you think she did? Yep. She banned me. And then she talked shit about me. She banned me, and she talked shit about me. And then in her chat, a few other people talk shit about me. And there are other people that I have heard out of absolutely nowhere talk shit about me. And I would like to know how many people are living in this cow patty of shame, where we have been shamed by these creators. Are you lifted up by these creators? Are you part of their editorial board? Are you being rewarded somehow? Do you believe that it's a community of trust and awareness? So I'm going to be looking for some answers. Okay, so we need to give some crowns out, I think. We do this wonderful thing. Chat Only started a wonderful, wonderful idea, and that's where we give a crown out for superpowers, whatever it might be. We're going to give a crown away now. And we don't, you can take, yeah, the cow patty crown. There we go, the cow patty crown. We're nominating who gets the cow patty crown right now, and we'll wait until the crown is placed on the head of the cow patty princess. Oh, cow patty princess. Cow patty princess. That's what we're going to do. Everybody, when they're with Beauty Bubble, everybody gets a chance to be a princess. We don't have to listen about being a princess. We get to just be a princess. Now, usually these only go on for 15 seconds, but for whatever reason, and you well now know that we do not have moderators, everyone participates in the crowning of today, the cow patty princess. Everybody. Everyone that's in the chat must put an emoji in to tell us that you understand that there has been a cow patty princess in our midst. There we go. Here we go. Everybody now. Everybody, please. Because Beauty's got to play Mother Goose. And I happen to really do this really well. And I hope that there'll be a chuckle out of it when we're done. Come on now, everybody. Because everybody that isn't playing along, thank you. The cow patty princess has emerged. We don't name names because we're not in chat only anymore. We don't, what's it called? Blast it out. We don't do that. And what I'm going to ask right now is that whatever you were doing before you took your crown, you are going to summarily kill off. Kill off those ideas, kill off that rhetoric, kill it off for the time that you are here with us. Okay? That's what we're going to do. You got to dig deep because in my opinion you are going nowhere. And you will not go anywhere truly as your full self unless you kill it off. And I know you can do it. Smart people that are caring, passionate, informed, part of a community, have something to say. They should learn how to cull and curate themselves. You have to. You have to know when self-correction is needed. You have to. And I think maybe this is part of the problem. You have not been allowed to pivot. For even, we tried to do it for 2 hours, 4 hours a day, which is insane, but we try to pivot. We try to think about things differently. Like where did I go wrong in all of this, and how can I readjust? How can I be one step better? How can I be more understood? And that's why we use our words at Chat Only. For all this time, there's been 3 times I've been on the mic. Everything else has been by using our words. And so for it to come this way, I understand it's completely different than what you were used to before. But believe you me, if you'll just listen, there will be change. You will be changed on the internet. Because after all, you're on the fucking internet. So now we can stop with the emojis, and now let's just resume regular programming, what you guys were talking about and how you were talking with one another. Okay? With change. If I don't see change, then we're going to have another crowning. And that's what's called flooding the chat. That is how you flood the chat and you change the chapter and verse. Okay? Anybody can do it. No one was shamed, no one was hurt, no one was harmed. No one was put down, no one was talked about their looks, No one was called a CUNT. None of that. You just flood the fucking chat. And then you move on. The internet is all who I am. And the fact that these people have been on the internet for all these years and they don't know how to do that. No, they have to say, this is my channel. This is my world. No, it isn't. No, it's not. None of this is ours. We didn't build this. None of it is ours. We are visitors. Really, it's like being at a mausoleum. We're visitors. We're just looking at crypts every day. We're looking at crypts and code and X's and O's and pixels and Python scripts and all of that. That's all that it is. We are the content. You understand that, right? We are the content. And they can make a decision to keep us or rid them of us. We have very, very few decisions that we can actually make. And so for nonsense to make the decision, we're going to bring it around to Beauty Bubble because we have to. The decision that nonsense made today about me, yeah, Crypt Keeper. All right, who needs a refresher course? Anybody? Yue, where are you? I got to see what your crown looks like. Yue, say something pleasant in the chat. What I don't do is there are no, what are called, what are they called? What's it called? We take no, we have no prisoners. Say something pleasant. I don't think she's here. There you are. Yes, you're a princess. Now you have to add an S, a TH, and another S. And being who I am, I have a lot of and thithithums. Okay? That's right, you are a princess. But you must pivot. Nothing here will be solved or be convened on or agreed to if everyone doesn't know these two things. We are here to be loved and to be heard. We are here to be loved and to be heard. So what I want to say to you, and I should go through all the list, but it would sound pretty ceremonial. You a crimson tide. You are loved, and you can be heard. Okay? So put something in the chat that says that you understand what I just said. If you don't understand what I just said, then we'll keep on with it. So that when you go out on the internet, when you go out on these streets, that you are protected by the armament of who you are. We are only here for two reasons, not just on my channel, for the entire internet. You can follow PewDiePie about the only reason. It's to be loved and to be heard. The only reason that he was successful was because people loved on him and cared enough about his everyday. And that is for all of us. If I don't love you and care about you and your everyday, you are no thing. Not nobody. You are no thing in my world. But I do, because you've been everywhere, with everything, in everybody's craw, in everybody's force. But what have they done? They're dismissive. That is not right. Never has been right. Bog can speak on this too. It's not right. It's not right to walk into these rooms and have to carry with you some sort of this baggage. You ain't heavy. You're my brother. But you're cute. Okay? Because you're getting beat up. And we can't have that. We're supposed to be here to illuminate the missing ones. That's why we are here. Not because of my ex posts, not just because I did this silly project or whatever. We are here to serve the missing. But they don't want that from you. They are taking it from us, from all of us. That is wrong. When another person is wronged for no good reason, for no fact base, for no evidence, for no forward thinking about where they're going to go with their defamation, it is wrong, and it's a wrong against me and against everyone. It will come to you. It will come to you because the they are touching every single corner of our lives. Every single corner. So let me see if anyone needs anything, like right now, this very moment, so that, because we're 67 minutes in. Usually we take a break at 60 minutes, so let me just kind of do a checkup from the neck up. Is there anyone here that needs anything? If you have a need, I want you to just put it out there, what your need is. No need from We 71. Good, good, good. I'm so glad. Any needs that anyone has? I think this would be a good segment. Spilled Tea 33. Do you have a need, friend? Do you have a need? Spilled Tea 33. A mango gelato. Okay, let's pray on that one. Coco 4143, everybody, would like a mango gelato. Anyone else? Oh, 3 bathed dogs and a clean apartment. Okay, I think, all right, we're going to think about that one. Anybody else? Okay, spilled tea. You're good. Okay. Anybody else? Before we go on break. Usually it's we have 2 traditions, kind of 3 traditions, but I should say 4. We've built up quite a few traditions in the past project. One is that at 60 minutes we always take a break for 5 minutes. The other one is at the end of the show we always think kindly on the missing, and we have five missing, and then we think kindly on those that have some health concerns before we sign off after at the 2-hour mark. So we're about 9 minutes late for the 60-minute break, but we will get it. Does everybody have everything that they need? I want to hear about what you need. Got me needing a cigarette. I haven't smoked in years, and a Newport seems good lately. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take our break. It's just a simple trigger break. It's a 5-minute break. Sometimes, I don't have a counter or anything like that. It's just a break. Here we go. And you can still chat and everything out, but you'll get the idea of what the break is all about. There we go. 5 minutes. Take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Burnout is not in our DNA. No, it is not. We take breaks. Yes, we do. This is a Learn with Beauty sometimes. Thank you so much for those that have come in. We've been streaming for 70 minutes, and maybe we can find some sort of a breakout, a breakout of some of the shackles. I think they are shackles, actually. Burnout is not in our DNA. Every 60 minutes we take a 5-minute break. We had a crowning today, which felt really good. We crowned our cow patty princess today. Feels really good to finally be able to share that crown with others. Oh, let me see. I've got to get a little ditty about Learn with Beauty sometimes. Oh yeah, you're probably wondering, well, who is that? Who is that? Beauty Bubble? That's a virtual. That is Beauty Bubble right there. That is an AI. I should give you the prompt. The original photograph, of course, is out on Twitter. Then the other thing is that we do a lot of scouting. I would think that a good scout would be good, so that when we're all done, that you guys are out there and supporting your creators. Let me kind of go ahead and do that real quickly and see what else is out there. On the Big Scout, we do support our creators. When we review and chat, and in the past, it's all through your own device. We do not showcase anyone on the playout. Every time we live scout for the best events on YouTube, so if you know of one, let us know. Just shout out the creator, and if they're upcoming, scheduled, or maybe if you're watching them in the replay, that's always a good thing to do, and free of charge, of course, for all of the creators. That was something that we learned over at when we were doing chat only, and it seems to work really well. So we've got that going on. Then, let me see what's out there today. We have, as it would seem, we have Jackson, God is always right on time, on her regular channel. And any time that there is a creator that's involved in litigation, I use their last name. This is a scheduled. Scheduled is coming up now. We have that as God is always right on time, and we are waiting. She had a 6:30 call, and we are waiting. Fairly typical for her. Then we have, let's see, who do we have? Oh, we have Every Day with Jay, apparently is at the airport. She's Vegas bound with 214 watching right now. Go ahead and we'll grab her link. This is Every Day with Jay. I don't know the difference between her channels, by the way, but this is Jay. And here we go on her. So the premise was with chat only, for those of you that didn't participate, is that we pick up the link and we're listening to it in real time, and then we're making comments and chatting about it in real time on chat only. That's the whole premise. Super easy. Oh yeah. I never knew the difference, because there's Every Day with Jay, and then she's got the one that's Jay for Justice. I don't know the other one. You know what I've got to do? I've got to finish that creator roster that we made. There we go. Thank you, UA. J for Jay is true crime, and the other is just her more drama channel. I got it now. Okay, and that's Jay. Who else do we have? Who else? Let's see. Kathy P. We don't really post her too much, but Kathy P is live with 84 watching. We have, let's see. Now this is, remember, it's only my front page. We have 23 minutes ago, this came from Earth. You are making things worse for yourself, Julie. Love this for you. Hashtag Julie Skolnick, TikTok Krama. This is out of the Mind Bank of Earth. This was an upload. It's a 3-minute upload. I'll put that in the chat as well. This is hers here. 3 minutes. Just a little upload. It's called, You Are Making Things Worse for Yourself, Julie. Okay, I'm going to X out of that. And then I'll go to live and see what else we have in the live. The live has us with, let's see, if there is a creator that you would like for us to take a look at and watch, we would love to do that. Please put their name in the chat if you want to, creator that you enjoy. All right, let's head over to Kick, and then we'll go over to see if Queen Bee is on her Twitch. There's 3 creators on Kick that we know about. Elevated Truth Social. I do not believe he is live. Trisha Talks. She appears to be live. Here is her handle on Kick. It looks as though she is covering BJ again. Yeah, Trisha is live. That's right. Thanks. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. Well, no. We have been waiting on cases to follow. We followed a couple of honestly, rubber Ramada. We have covered a few verdicts. We have tried to, we mentioned the Sullivan children, but we have not followed through. The links that we've shared have been, honestly, mostly drama or trauma thus far. Our truest testament is what we do at the end, which is when we mention the missing, because it's what I call very slim content. It's so slim. If you are following a true crime, let me know. And we are so ready for it. So please share. Obviously, we've had a couple of Amber Alerts, and so forth. There has been more coverage about the litigation, if you want to call that true crime, probably in the past than any other focus, but we are not unaware, I should say. Okay, so let's see here. Going back to the live tab. I can tell you that the story of Mackenzie Shirilla, someone was going back and through. Oh, you know what? I believe it was because of the documentary, that there's more talk about the documentary and what's right about it, what's wrong about it, and so forth. We usually don't post the lab, although we have before. The lab is doing a showcase on the Nancy Guthrie case, which he's been doing quite a bit of. And so we have shared this and discussed this, but really not to any. Here's the lab, by the way. And once again, they're on the Nancy Guthrie case. That is the lab right there. So even this evening, it's a little thin, what we would call a little thin, little slim, not so much to chat about. So I don't know, like the only way that it could really probably go for us once chat only shuttered is I don't know how much of it we can actually kind of migrate to the Learn with Beauty. We can try it for a little bit here if you wanted to kind of see how it goes. It can be very active once one of the channels goes live. Yeah. All right. They did, huh? I saw that. Yeah, they shut out the guy that called that that they felt that maybe he was being what, too cryptic or odd, or what was that all about? Did you guys pick up on that? So UA's talking about they had an interesting call. This is the interview room that they had to cut out of their live. And I was actually there when he called in. I was like, oh, I just internally, I was just like, oh no, he's going to be on here for 5 hours trying to share what colors shoelaces are. So I just kind of bowed out. And then I can't remember who it was to say that, yeah, they were kind of curious that they wanted to have an answer for why they cut it out. I think that then what did the one fellow come out and say why they cut it out, but didn't want to share any of the details, something like that. But yeah, we've seen this before. Nancy Grace has done it. Vinnie Politan has done it. If they don't like something, you are out of the lineup. No 15 minutes of fame for you, buddy. No, 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 no. Yeah. Isn't that wild? And it shows you, well, if they can do that, then how much other stuff have they, tossed aside that nobody questioned about? Oh, you are? Oh, he did. Ooh, wow. So he's very anxious, very determined. Oh, okay. My goodness. Well, we have a sleuth on it. UA Crimson. Total sleuth. Did he make his rounds to Dolly or anybody? No, I did not. This is how far I've gone with the Shirilla case. And I'm pretty sure that everybody saw when they made the call, when the police came to the front porch. I'll call it the front porch. I only saw because I did not see the Netflix special. I saw the body cam footage of the car wreck with the fire department there, and kind of the stunned personnel that were there with the Jaws of Life. So I saw all of that. Other than that, the still pictures of who she is and, her manner of dress and kind of her interests and all of that. And then last night there was did you guys watch the interview that was pulled out? And I do not know where it came from. It had to have been something like maybe it was an Instagram video where the two former jailmates, were being interviewed by Russo's sister. And I thought that was interesting. I do not know if it was real or if, they were really speaking their truth, or are they out on parole or what have you. But man, oh man, they shared so much. And then yesterday on Queen Bee, with B. Tim on the panel, running the panel, apparently he knows quite a bit about the case. So that's kind of interesting that he would have been all throughout this been covering the case, so that maybe she can cover the case a little bit better. Yeah, that's amazing. That shows you how a pivot can actually work when you really need one. And like I said, I don't know how long he's been covering it or whatever, but because it deals with social media influence, when they were talking, or when B. Tim was talking about the word on the street is how she gets to live inside of prison. Oh, it's called The Big Sister Unhinged, the podcast, Rabbi Ramada. So I have to know about that. So in that case, we could definitely listen in and do our just chat as we used to chat about it in the future. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I thought it was, probably better content than we've actually seen from YouTube. Okay, so let's talk about Barbecue Lady. Barbecue Lady had a privacy strike on YouTube. How in the world did that happen? Let me go to her. Is she talking about it now? Let's see what she's up to. BBQ Lady on Facebook. What does she have to say? She has 2 skulls and a thumbs up. I might just go strike all the videos. Timestamps, no problems. 15 minutes ago. She got a privacy strike. Thanks for contacting us. Blah, blah, blah. Well, what in the world? She got a privacy strike. She says, I might just go strike all the videos. Timestamps, no problem. What in the world? So what do we know about it? Let's do a little bit of rumor mill. What do we know about it? Yeah, Barbecue Lady did. Yeah, she put it out on X. She definitely did. She put it out on X 1 hour ago that she got a privacy strike. 105 impressions. 7 people have, how many people? 7 people liked it. No one has commented. Then she followed suit 51 minutes ago. I might just go strike all the videos. Timestamps, no problem. Same thing, 33 impressions. No one is commenting. And then 13 minutes ago, she did the skull emoji 2 times and 2 thumbs up. Yeah, I don't know what the condition is of the strike. I'm hoping that she knows how to yeah. I don't know if we've learned. I don't know what to learn here. We could kind of stack them all together. We shouldn't do this. We should do that. This is how we can protect ourselves. You'll notice here, like, we don't share anyone else's content. Like, that is number one. We do not share anyone else's content. When there are legal documents, really, I share snippets of legal documents, but we don't run through the legal documents. But I do share the links to the portals quite a bit, so we do that, which is good to do for everybody. Don't rely on your creator. Get into if you enjoy the litigation, reading litigation, it's a good idea to know, because there's been so much not shared, there's been so much not shared about the litigation. There's parts of it that I don't have, that Bowdy wanted to make sure that I got, and it's just like, wow, I don't know how much more. It was the original exhibits. I don't have those for the RICO. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? A lot of creators have decided that they're not going to stress about it, but it's still stressful. It's stressful also for her subs to, because, we're all part of everything. Just because you can have a channel and power up a mic, all your subscribers are known, all of the chat is known, everything about it. Everything about your channel is known. So, no, I talked about it on Twitter. It's absolutely amazing. If you do not know, Ryan Bizzarro is a representative in the state of Pennsylvania who crafted and drafted the anti-SLAPP laws that were passed in the state of Pennsylvania. And she had a call with the governor's office today and a call with Representative Bizzarro today, and only 2 and 2 can be kind of gleaned from that, is that they are ready to push out their findings. The Superior Court is going to push out their findings on the appeal. The only other thing that it could be is some sort of, an apology. We're sorry, we tried, we didn't have enough, we needed a little bit more time, we needed other attorneys on it. Well, I don't know, could be something like that as well. UA, if you're asking me, do you have the live and timestamp that Nonsense read out the Facebook post by chance? That would not be known by me, but maybe there's someone in the chat that you were talking to earlier. Get that. It's asked, and see if we can get an answer if you're still in the chat. The question is to whoever, do you have the live and timestamp that Nonsense read out the Facebook post by chance? And Mimi says she doesn't have the timestamp and she did not hear it either. Soleil is saying, I just can't recall if she read it out or if she just referenced it. So I think you're going to have to go back to the drawing board on that one, at least with us, okay? UA? I certainly don't remember. Yeah, there's quite a bit of things that are shared that aren't put on the big screen. Just a couple days ago. Yikes. Somebody wants answers. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Yes. The big timestamp, if I'm just being myself, the timestamp of today when she spoke on me is 21 minutes. If you want a little bit of context, maybe you'd go back like just a little smidge. Well, I will tell you this has been a pleasant surprise. I think it's a very pleasant surprise for everyone that has participated in chat only, to have so many visitors, a great chat going, great kindness happening here. I'm going to put myself on mute for a moment so I can plug myself in so we do not lose power. Be right back. Be good. See, that didn't take long. Didn't have to run downstairs today. We've put a few things. As far as TikTok is concerned, I personally don't have an account. I know that a lot of people don't wander over there, but of course if you go to Google, you can put any search query in, and most of the time, especially if you query and TikTok, say TikTok, there's so much that's out there. It is not always the same, though, I will tell you that. Their search or their SEO or how they work with Google is pretty squirrely, so you can look for something one moment, come back to it 30 minutes later, and you'll get a different result. This is how I've been able to add to the Kingery, the fleshy bits about Kingery out on X have only been because of that technique. Reddit did offer quite a few things. If you are aware, Reddit is a great resource. There's a lot of conversation there, but we're talking about 4 years ago, back 4 years ago. And then Mimi has luck with Grok and getting good links. So she and Grok, I think they have something going on. Guess what, Mimi? I do not have that relationship with Grok. I just don't. But you know why? It's because I don't have the Pro account or Premier account over on X. I never have. Now this is really interesting. Coco 4143 has this to say: I have no interest in watching the nonsense versus the truth stuff. Do you know how often I've heard that? That is a common denominator. No one wants to hear about it. which makes what she said about me today as even crazier. Calling me a defender, calling me when it, okay guys, what did she say exactly? I have to go back to where I wrote it out from her comments. Yeah, her comments to so late today. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't think her audience wants to hear about it either. Over and over and over again, I have heard that comment. And she just, I mean, it even got worse. It just absolutely got worse. I don't know where the logic is when you have a successful channel. Why you would allow that to happen, because everything that happened the other day, it seems to me, could have been avoided. That escalation that he went through could have been avoided. These name callings and these slurs and all of that could have been avoided. You know, if your community doesn't want you to cover it, and it's hard. I put a poll out. I got one vote on the poll that we weren't going to really talk about him anymore with the Chat Only project. It was just fruitless and painful. And it's kind of like watching a turtle on its back. You know, you just don't know what is this prehistoric thing going to do and say. And we sort of tried to say, no, we're not going to do it. And then he would do something just outrageous, and yeah, we would go over there and go, what the fuck is going on? What the hell? But they wouldn't shut up about it with each other. And then, of course, the double C's get involved, and then they don't want to shut up about it. So it's like, are we going to shut up about it, or aren't we going to shut up about it? I mean, who's making these decisions here? They're just absolutely crazy. So we did try. I put a little poll out. Do we want to continue with this? And I got one answer, and it was absolutely not. We do not want to cover this anymore. And then look at where we are. They want to talk about it. Yeah, they have to talk about it. All right. Miss Jackson is on her promo pre-roll. And I think what we may have here, and you're going to have to tell me, is that we've been doing really well on the feed. And now for some reason, we're getting a little buffering, but I'm not getting a notice. So please let me know if you can still hear me. Yeah, we're definitely getting, let me take the high definition off of my quality and just go to 144p and see if that helps, if there is buffering going on. Okay, let me just thank everyone for having the curiosity to want to know what in the world was happening. If you don't know what was happening, there'll be someone in the chat that will kind of give you a quick overview as to why in the world Beauty would shutter Chat Only, which has been very successful, and a loving, beautiful build, peaceful build over here on YouTube, why we would shutter it, why she would have something to say about what Nonsense has to say about her, meaning me, and why I would power up Learn with Beauty tonight, so that we could hear from me and I could hear from you about where you all stood with this, where a creator picks out of a lineup, a complete stranger out of a lineup to shame. Why in the world would they do that? So that's kind of what brought us together 100 minutes ago. So I'm going to say thank you very much for listening. It's odd to just kind of jump in and you really don't know. And we saw that in the chat. A lot of people had no idea what I was talking about. But it's a bigger arc over over how the creators have treated strangers, which tells me that this is how they've treated the true crime cases. They have absolutely no control, no curatorial control. No, they're completely out of their minds. And I think that this has been going on for a long time. I think that they have been mistreating the families. We've seen it. They've been mistreating the victims. The storytelling has absolutely become so disgusting. And since they have already started this way of treating one another, because at some point creators, you do have to get together every once in a while. You have to have a little bit of a totem pole once in a while to see where you're going with these cases. No one owns these cases. No one owns their subs. No one owns the internet to just be able to pluck someone out. And I do have to say and defame them. I was defamed today, and I am a complete stranger. So the question is, and I want to say, KT, hey you. Many of you follow me on Twitter, and you'll notice that I do not follow back, and that was to keep a clean thread. If you wanted to hear what I had to say, you would follow my Twitter, or not follow, but chat only reader, you could pick it up like kind of Bridgerton kind of thing. So KT and Soleil and Mimi and Bowdy and Bog and others that were interested in what we were doing follow me on Twitter. And that's how they came over here, was followed me on Twitter. So these are all very appreciated souls in my life to believe that maybe what I was saying was something that they were listening to, or what I was saying was a punctuation for something else that they were thinking about, or what they were even doing. And just so that you know, each one of you, and I've tried to say this out on X, I do read what you have to say. It comes into my feed because I've read what you have to say, even though we do not follow. There's no follow for follow. There's no coercion. There's no collusion. We are each and all individual thinkers that happen to believe in this crazy little space called chat only. That's all, just so that you know. If there was the one person that might share that with you, besides all of us, that there was some sort of collusion, when I saw Nonsense say to Soleil today, why don't you email me? And what have I told you? Keep it online. There'd be no reason to ever email me, speak to me on the phone, DM me. Anything that we have to say to one another is done here. And that is how it should have been, and these creators have found a way to literally get into the soul of your internet life. Not good. It's just not good. And how do you respond? I mean, someone that, a creator asks you, you want to be in on an email thread with me, and I'll share with you, and I'll do with you. And I know it sounds silly that we should be able to email one another, right? I think that Soleil is saying this beautifully. Hell no, I'm not emailing anybody. The worst kind of thing. They've gone to your email, they've gone into your Facebook, then they DM, then they grift and scam you. They take your time, and then that's where the lies, the narrative, and the crafting of the story happens, and you are lost in the sauce. You can never come back out of it, because when you do, you will be spoken poorly of. So it is such a clown town, clown car on the backs of missing children. So who wants to have a little bit of fun? I don't know if, well, you know what? I don't know if I can do this or not. Because do I have my earbuds in? I don't. Let me get my earbuds in, and then I can see what Brittany is up to. Let's see. She's got ads on. Ooh, there's a lot of emojis in there. God is always right on time. Okay. That's here. She's got ads on, so I have to get my earbuds in. Let me do that right now. It's the only way that I can listen and I can use my mic. Pardon me. Okie dokie. Brace ourselves. Get my earbuds in, and let's make sure you can hear me. You can. And then we'll do a sound test to make sure that you don't get feedback from Brittany's feed. Oh boy. Ooh. Okay. God is always right on time. All right, let's get to it, guys. We'll just do it for a little bit, okay? Yeah, I hate fun. This is where we are. God is always right on time. Oh, she's going to try not to cry. That is the YouTube channel. We support all the creators, okay? Mm-hmm. She had to have been referring to you. This is why I became so incensed, because it was obvious. Like we're in the same feed, but we do things that are completely different. And also, what she was talking about was you, it was still horrible. She completely misspoke. Yeah, she's completely misspeaking. She's misspeaking, and she won't back down. Like, I read your posts every day. I don't think that they're AI slop. I think that it's a method to share. I don't know if you curate or cull. It does not matter to me. The one thing, of course, I would love to know, but Twitter doesn't allow it, is that when it's your words, it's in one font and then it's in italics if it's an AI or something like that. They don't offer that. So you presented yourself the way that you want to present yourself. And now she's calling it insane, slop, fuck. She's using all of these terms, and it's disingenuous, and it's egregious, it's shameful, all of the things. You can see, oh dear, God is so good. Why are there tears? Oh dear, who are we talking about? Oh no. Oh, she's cancer free today. I see. Okay, she's cancer free. Ivy, how do we say her handle? Ivy League Flight Nurse. I was told today that I am cancer free. Okay. So Brittany is tearful about that. Well, the way that it all went with it seemed to me like she left by, I don't know. It's horrible that we think that way. Bog, come on now. Do we have to make you the cow patty princess number 2? I know what you're saying, though, right? And I think it's because there's so many stories of just absolute, the most horrible thing, you know? No committee, no comment. This is where we have to be with it because, I mean, I didn't believe it either, but then again, I didn't really have to believe it. But it just seemed to be in some sort of weird. Was it the timing? Hold on, I'm going to put her on mute for just a moment. Was it the timing that got us a little like like that? Like, could this possibly be? Why do we know so much? We're learning so much about this woman, and okay, anyway, jeez, jeez, Louise, I don't know. I just, I don't know why. Why would it be? Who talks like this? I think it's There's a few creators that kind of have the same kind of response I'm having like right now. It's like, why would that even be? How could it even be that there would be a creator that has a subscriber supporter who has carried them through this cancer horror, and yet she's in the middle of the night, she is on her cell phone. Listen, some of us have partners, right? We have partners. I have a partner who he's like strong 364 days out of the year. And then that, especially if it's during his birthday month, that last day, he is such a baby. He had everything is broken, everything hurts. He got the drizzle coming out of his nose, his ears hurt. Um, everything hurts, right? And of course, you have to go along with it. He's my partner. I'm going to go, I have to go along with it because 364 days out of the year, I don't get anything out of them. Ah. So it was just too much, like so much. Anyway, I'll keep listening. We'll keep listening. Oh, see, I see. She loves this. She loves to be the Florence Nightingale on the phone. Oh no! And then the stories. Her and Diana. Diana is the new Nana, I think. I think so. I think Diana is the new Nana. I think. She's very good at this, though. She knows how to do Florence Nightingale better than anybody. Oh no. What do they call this, guys? Is this? This is not Munchausen by internet. It is not Munchausen. Oh, come on, you guys. Come on now. Oh, no. Oh, man, I can't. Wait a minute. There's a Florence Nightingale by Munchausen? No, 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 no. Empathy vomiting? Oh, dear. Oh, golly. Guys. Come on now. Uh-oh. It is Meredith? Oh, Meredith, no. You believe it too? Oh, you guys. No, 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 no. Oh, 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 she was damn near close to giving up. Days. We can. UA, how are we going to all come together? Meredith, there's 100%. You guys. You guys, I made a predictive trade on Polymarket about this. There's no way. I'm going to lose my shirt on this trade. You're kidding me. Oh my goodness, no. Oh man, oh man. Well, Mimi, this is the thing, right? She touches such an important um, diagnosis in many of our lives, and I'm sure that like you can hear the lie. Is that what's happening from your vantage? Oh my God. She wants us to look, praise God. She's going to throw in a towel. Is that what she's saying? Throw in a towel? What? You stop it. Oh, Mimi, my God. See, we're gonna see. We do have stories, right? We do know. Yeah, man. Anybody else? Encouragement. Wait. Yes, they do. You do. You're right in the middle of it. You tear a lot of people down. Oh no. Oh well, first of all, you know what's going to happen to you? You're going to melt from the hat down to the shoes. Do not go over there. You will melt. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Well, where is she going to go from here? Oh my word. Jesus. Jesus called now. Yeah, you can't go in there. I'm telling you. On the phone. Here's Diana again. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What in the world? Where is she going to go with her content tonight? She has been a good friend to her. Not Brittany. Ivy League has been a very good friend. Soleil, crown girl, crown. Watch it. We got a crown for that. Be careful now. Come on now. You get on the right side of God. Come on. Oh, my goodness. We must, you know what it is? I guess we're at the end of being good. Bog doesn't want to melt into the earth, so she's not going to go over there. Oh, is the money coming in yet? Oh, 4.99. 4.99 from a subscriber. 4.99. Okay. Oh my word. She's putting that whole amazing thing on. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. Sorry, guys. I did spend some time in the South. I have a right. And if you knew anything about my family history, I have every right. Oh my God. Oh, she's singing a gospel hymn now. She has to look it up on the internet. Oh, what now? You need to make it a book. What is it not? Oh, cancer is not stronger than God. Yeah. Ooh. Now there's the man. Thelma's. No, you are not. Now you stop that. Velma. Velma's glasses. Knock it off. Everybody, put that holy water on Velma, why don't you? Holy water in the chat. I don't know if there's a holy water emoji, but we need one. We need one tonight because I'm telling you, all of us will be considered in a former life axe murderers. We are horrible people. A Jesus figurine. I don't know what to do now. Meredith. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't even know. Oh, I can't. Praising and crying. Where is she going to go with this content? Okay, fine. A baby. Oh, okay. We have a baby. We have a baby. Here we go. We have a baby. Thank goodness. Oh, see, that's a self snitch because she was further along than she realized. So, like, I can't even repeat that, and I'm not. I'm not going to use my chat worthiness to say that. No, no, you are not making me do a Natasha Cooper. I am not repeating this chat. This chat, I'm telling you, I will have to like. There's like 9 Hail Marys in front of my life, guys. Come on now. I can't. And so, for those watching that may not be participating, the chat is allowed to share from their hearts. And this is what's going on with them after today. They'll self-correct a little bit later, okay? They definitely will. Oh, oh no. Oh, she's getting comments about how could God isn't always on time. He did. I don't know. See, Natasha Cooper, one of her superpowers was being able to talk to the chat and lift the chat up and actually have like a very keen relationship with the chat. You guys, uh-oh. Ooh, who died at an early age? Who died? Oh yeah, Jackson. Yeah. What now? Who is she talking about? Now I want to give you an example. This creator is bringing forth a death in her family, okay? His name is Jeremy. But when she didn't know how bad it was until she went to the viewing. Oh, someone she knew? Oh, and her cousin. I got it. Okay, got it. So her and her cousin, when she saw the viewing, or when she went to the viewing, days she struggled. Yeah, a viewing is really hard. Oh, she's trying to answer the question about God's timing. So she's going to knit this story that she's going to use a story to explain God's timing. This is going to show you the holiness part, the holiness church part, that she only knows a little bit about. Oh, I see what she's going to do. Death is viewed as the transition of a believer's soul to immediate eternal life with Christ. So it's obvious that we would not, well, because it's right here, the holiness, FAC AI, go to FAC AI. In the holiness movement, death is viewed as the transition of a believer's soul to immediate eternal life with Christ, period. But she's just going to open and she's going to play Russian roulette with the Bible. Yep. Now she's going to make a story up. Oh, so he was like a brother now. Go to your church teachings, Jackson. Thumb through the pages of the Bible. This is called Russian roulette. People don't even do this during Bible study. In the Bible, but she doesn't have. Oh my gosh. You never need to paraphrase the Bible, Jackson. Read the verse. Read the verse, Jackson, please. You're telling a story. Wow. But you can't cite the verse. Cite the verse, Jackson. When you're dealing with the Bible doesn't say maybe. There's no maybe in the Bible. I'm sorry. The word maybe is used in the Bible, but appears very rarely and primarily in modern translations because maybe is a conversational term for uncertainty or possibility. The specific word itself occurs only a handful of times, depending on the Bible version you read. Maybe in 1 Samuel 9:6, Saul's attendant suggests looking for a man of God by saying, maybe he'll tell us in which way we should go. Number 2, perhaps. In older and more traditional translations, the example is Genesis 32:20, where Jacob says of his brother Esau, I will pacify him with these gifts. Perhaps he will receive me. The divine use in the Old Testament, Jeremiah 26:3, as a way to extend an opportunity for repentance to people who have free will. Hope that helps. I don't even know. Yeah, exactly. Is she getting praise for this, guys? Is she getting praise? 256 in the chat. Oh my God. Okay. All right, guys. We have been live for more than 2 hours. Let me go into my studio to be kind of more precise with where we are. And let's see, go to content and live and go to analytics. Okay. Congratulating everyone in the internet. We have had 96 views today. And if you know anything about chat only, that has never happened for us. Thank you to everyone that came in. 96 views. Absolutely. That's mine. That is a breakthrough right there. Thank you. 96 views, 38.8 watch time hours. That is an absolute breakthrough. Thank you so, so much. Let's see where we went on our time. That's what I'm more interested in, how long we've been online. I know we've been online for 2 hours. I just don't know how much longer for 2 hours. Okay, let me put her on mute. It's a little difficult to hear her and kind of close out things. Okay, in our tradition, And we will just continue the tradition. I don't know, the next time we'll go live. I have no idea. And I truly say that live sometimes I have no idea. But that it is our tradition to think kindly on our the missing ones that actually brought us into this space, and that we mention every single time we do a session, whether it's the 2 hour sessions that we have at chat only, and of course this first session of Learn with Beauty live sometimes. And we think kindly on them. We absolutely hope for their safe return to their loved ones, that they will be cared for throughout the rest of their lives, that they will be brought and united with people that love them. So we start up with a little boy, nearly a teenager, out of maybe a preteen, out of Canada, and this is Mimi's specific story, Sebastian. And actually, if you look into the news clippings of this story, it is shocking what happened, because it wasn't just him, but was a couple of other children too that were found, I believe. But Sebastian Medivier has never been found. His body's never been found. They have no more information at all about Sebastian, our first Sebastian. Our second is Summer Wells. June 15th, she will have been missing for 5 years, guys. 5 years, and we're still talking about these other things when really we should be ramping up and building up any kind of way that we can get the message out again, roll the message out again about Summer Wells. The next, of course, is Sebastian Rogers, the one that truly has not only created, was the biggest manhunt in the history of Tennessee, but it actually created the vacuum in which now a narrative has affected all of us. The narrative has become so polluted that I don't know how to get it back. I talked a little bit about getting this genie back in the bottle from today. I don't really know how. And look at how Sebastian, his parents are still hopeful. His parents are still hopeful. And so at some point, we've got to do a little bit of a reset. I don't know how to do it, because we all come with opinions. Maybe we do it by crowning and we just flood the chat with love, and then we start all over, where we come to these cases absolutely free of our own narrative, free of our own bias, to see if maybe there was something that we missed, something that we didn't narrate quite right about Sebastian Rogers. After that, can you believe this story? Sullivans, another story out of Canada, these two children. We do have a creator that covers the Sullivan story every day. He has a tendency to be more dramatic and more flamboyant with his storytelling, but they're the Sullivan children, Lily 6 and Jack 4, vanished in the tundra of Canada. I mean, just frightening when you think about it. There's been no animal, there's been no evidence, there's been no, and it's been very hard to cover this case because it took this dramatic turn. The father came onto the internet and he spoke, and the chat should have been turned off. Why he didn't turn that fucking chat off on his show is beyond me. It should have been turned off. He should have just listened to the father, listened to clues, asked the right questions, be mindful, thoughtful, so that that conversation will keep on going. But see, they want the friends, clicks, views, and numbers from these cases. It's very, very dangerous for all of the missing, truly. The next, of course, Nancy Guthrie. Do I have that right? Yeah, the next case, Nancy Guthrie. Who has not known about Nancy Guthrie? Another absolute vanished. Then a creator who comes with his own kind of brand of baggage covers the Nancy Guthrie case. What's happened there? Nobody wants to cover it because he's covering, because they don't want to be sued, because they don't want to get into any trouble. They don't want to be shamed. You can't even mention his name without invoking some sort of harm against you. Nancy Guthrie, how in the hell did that happen? How did that happen? We could say the same thing about Sebastian. The case was literally hijacked. And then we stop for a moment, and for all of the creators that are facing any kind of a hardship with their health, with their mental health, with the health of the people that are around them, where they really do need a lift up, we kind of do a trigger called Belinda. And this is to speak kindly on the creators that need our lift up. We may not know them, we may not support them as creators, but anytime you have illness or viral attacks or any kind of scare like that in a creator community, because it is a creator community, it is a creator economy, it is a creator community. When anyone is ill, you don't know the shift that can happen there. So we lift them up in just any struggle that they have, that they might find that kind of road to health and wellness. So that's basically how, besides me being on mic, we did a beautiful time together. We were together for a long time, 60 days, 4 hours a day minus one day. And we did it so beautifully, so lovingly. You know that I feel this way about you. Tonight was, I've never seen, right? We've never seen this before. We've never kind of witnessed it. For the most time, we've been over here by ourselves. We'll have two people watching, no people watching. Um, but we're always chatting, and we're always trying to bring another idea, another way of looking at things. We bring humor. Yes, we do not so much gossip, so much, because we're always looking for fact checking, see where the person said this thing, or where did it actually come from. And I, in a very melancholy way, I wish that 100 people had been with us, because it would only take 12. It only would have taken 12. So, but you cannot fight the um, insignificant and ignorant. You cannot fight against that. And anytime that someone is displaying just abject ignorance in your face, you have to minimize um, them. And the only way that I knew how to do that was to go ahead and shudder, because of their tendency to ramp. So I hope that I've made the best decision. I certainly hope that you've made the best decision by spending a couple of hours with us. And to the founding members that stopped by, thank you so much. I'll go through some of the names. I'll just go through some of the names of everyone that came by from as far up as I can go. UA Crimson, thank you so much. And of course, I say Love Bug, Doll Face, Doll Baby, and all of those things because I can. Botulism, thank you so much, Love Bug, Baby Doll. I so much appreciate you. Eli Soye, 252, I call her Soye. Thank you so much. You know that everything that you brought to Chat Only made it actually happen every day. And as I go down, well, just some of the number ones that have been here with me. Velma's Glasses, new to the community. Thank you, Velma, for giving a little bit of your time and trust to actually see what this was all about. We'll keep on going. My Mimi. What can I say? I can't say enough. Every day, same with Soleil. Every day they came. Every day they said hello. Every day they asked what's going on. Every day they brought their full selves. And we've just had the best time. Truly we have. We 71, I have no idea how you found us. Thank you so much, Lovebug, for doing so with your peace hands and so forth in the chat. I do appreciate that. Coco 4143, bringing in a little bit of levity and humor. Very funny person, lots of personality with Coco 4143. Thank you. Meredith, also a very one that has a little bit of a funny, what do they call them? A funny bone. Thank you, Meredith, with your contribution tonight. Rubber Ramada, a brand new sub for us just today. Actually, it came through on my studio. Rubber Ramada, thank you for your emojis and the love towards the project. Appreciate you. Let's see, we did have the Alaska, I do know came in, but I don't think he's come in through this final round. Of course, Bowdy came in, and thank you so much, Bowdy, for the love and the trust and the time that you've given to the project. really do appreciate you. Let's see here. I think because I can't go back further, I'm not able to catch everybody because I do know that we had some people come in that wanted to know what was going on. So I'll go through the participants list as well, but once again, it's only going to show those that are participating right now, just so that you know. I'm scrolling and it's still everyone that I was able to thank, and still scrolling. It goes up pretty far, but it looks as though everybody that was active has been thanked. I'm still going down. There we go. There we go. All right, let me go to the Dingleberry here. If I can go all the way further up to the top. Let me go into the participants list, and that's everybody. Soleil, Meredith, and Mimi. Okay, there we are. We did good. Go ahead and put the chimes on, the 2-hour chimes, just to remind you we've been on for 2 hours. And with that, I'll go into production notes and write some things about how the stream went. We did not share a chat today. You'll see the big red. We did not share any chat today. And if there's any final questions or anything else, then just go ahead and do it while I'm the next. Takes me about 3 minutes to do the final bit of production, and then we'll sign off altogether. Okay, this has been Learn with Beauty, live sometimes, with Beauty Bubble, your host, here for 2 hours. And I think I've said just about everything. I think I really have. There's greatness and goodness in all of us, each and every one of us. And while you are in your prime, I will be in my dust. When you are in your prime, I will be in my dust. And I thank you so, so much from absolute, the richest of hearts, truly. Bye-bye now.